How's it going, everybody? Here's our first episode of NFL Recap. Here with me, Burt, Fresh Pulls, and Mr. Tony Rotten with the Santa hat.
What's going on, guys?
So we're just going to run through the week that was at football, give you guys a little recap, our little take on it, a little ESPN-like version of it, but Fresh Pull style here in the podcast booth. My man, False Alias on the back mic, Chumley 2.0.
Hey, how's it going?
TikTokers are starting to roll in. We're starting to talk sports. First game on the docket for the sports is the Steelers and Vikings. That was Thursday Night Football. Vikings had a solid victory, 36-28. Steelers had a really good comeback.
Go Vikes.
Steelers had a really good comeback for a minute. They were behind for quite a bit of the game. They made that fourth quarter push, scoring 3 touchdowns. Really made it an interesting game at the start. What's the issues with the Steelers this year? Like, I mean, is Big Ben that much? I mean, I know he's saying he's done. Is he done?
He might be. I mean, I don't know if Big Ben is actually the problem or if they're just not playing for Tomlin.
Tomlin's a huge issue to me. He's been one of those coaches like Marvin Lewis that just shouldn't be a coach no more. Go be a defensive coordinator somewhere. Go be something that you can help the team win. As far as a head coach, I just don't feel like he gets what the Steelers need from him done.
Yeah, I was thinking about discipline issues as well. You got the Chase Claypool showboating when that ball needed to be spiked. It's just small things like that. I mean, they're a young team. They'll probably figure it out. But, are they going to figure it out with Big Ben at the helm, or do they pick somebody up, or,
that's the question.
Is Aaron on the way over there?
Lots of questions there in Pittsburgh, but the biggest question to me is Minnesota. They seem to have all the talent in the world and just can't get over that hump, can't get to be that solid playoff contender that everyone thought Minnesota would be with these type of stars. I mean, they're 6-7 on the season. They just can't seem to win on the road. Is Kirk Cousins the issue? What is it?
Kirk Cousins always been inconsistent, right? He's good for a big game. He's good for a big push at some points in the season. I think stagnant coaching is a big issue, honestly. He's, what's his name over there?
Oh, Zimmerman.
Zimmerman's
the issue.
Zimmerman's one of those like
Meager's telling us that Zimmerman's the issue here.
Well, we brought it. We've talked about it before, where he's one of those like
What up, Meager?
He's one of those win one for the Gipper type coaches. Kind of thinks he's Newt Rockne still, and that's just not. It's not the way it's not the way you deal with these guys nowadays. I feel players are very different.
I feel like with this style of offense and defense too, that Zimmerman isn't the right coach, mainly because it's such a new school style of offense that they have there with Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen when he's healthy, Dalvin Cook. Yep. Like, they just got a star-studded team, and I just feel like they're so old school with Kirk Cousins, just Alex Smith mentality. Don't turn over the ball and we should win games, and that's just, it's not working for him.
Right, system quarterback type stuff.
Yeah.
He's good enough, so leave him in there, let him do his thing. He's not a leave him in there. He's just not that guy.
So I feel like the biggest thing that Minnesota needs to get over the hump that we've discussed is Zimmerman needs to be changed. Maybe just go to defensive coordinator because he rocks it on the defense. But obviously you can't be the defensive coordinator after being head coach on the same squad. And quarterback, I feel like they definitely need a quarterback change here at Minnesota in order for them to really get over the hump. Let Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook be able to get them over the hump with a good young quarterback.
Yeah, I think that's a half-decent rundown of that.
Next game on the docket is the Ravens-Browns. What a game that was. 22-24 Cleveland Browns victory. Came down to the final stretch there. Lamar Jackson got injured early. Tyler Huntley came in and balled out. 1 touchdown, 270 yards. It was that final drive, though, that it showed why Lamar Jackson's the starting quarterback and not Tyler Huntley. He just couldn't get it done on that last drive. They had all the field position in the world after that onside kick, and then just couldn't get it done. Went 4-0 real fast.
Yeah.
We'll be in Chicago in about 4 picks. We'll talk about 4 or 5 games. Where's Chicago? Chicago's deep on the list. They played late last night. We'll be at Chicago by the end of the show.
Yeah.
So Tyler Huntley really played out, but the last drive was what really killed him there.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, they went 4-0 on the last drive. He got a big sack to start it. It was just a tough look for Tyler Huntley after playing so well. But I tell you, Cleveland Browns are looking good again. The problem with the Cleveland Browns is they play great one week and they're terrible the next week. They play great one week, they're terrible the next week.
Yeah, I can't figure them out. I don't see any consistency in what the problems are. Seems like it's kind of a little bit something different every game.
I feel like it has to be Baker Mayfield at this point. It's
Really?
just the inconsistency of the play. It's either that or the coaching. It's one or the other. They're either changing the game plan every week, or Baker Mayfield just cannot stick to the game plan every week.
Yeah,
It's gotta
Polo,
be-
you think coaching, not Baker? Oh, you're talking about Chicago.
No, he's talking about Cleveland. I think
Okay.
it's our coaching. Yeah, we're on Cleveland. He's talking about Cleveland. That was
Okay.
a different Chicago one. It's our coaching. Yeah, that's what I seem to think that it might be, because you see games like last night where Baker and the team plays well, and then next week they're going to have a different type of offensive scheme, and it's just going to be completely different style of Cleveland that we just didn't see this week. And that's the difference with Cleveland. Every single week it's a new story with them. What do we think about the Ravens, though? Are they done? Are they a team that we don't have to worry about in the AFC no more? Is it can we check them off the list? What do you
Depends
guys?
on Lamar, maybe?
Yeah, it all depends on Lamar. They say the injury's not too bad. They're reevaluating him today. But looking at Baltimore, their defense isn't all it's cracked up to be. Their offense doesn't look that good with or without Lamar. I mean, they're 8-5 overall, 3-4 on the road. So I mean, they only got 5 wins at home, 1 loss. So they got to get home field advantage, and that doesn't look like it's going to be happening.
I mean, 389 total, 271 passing. It looks like they did enough. I mean, we're talking about a 2-point game here.
Yeah,
at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, it was 20. What happened was Cleveland did Cleveland things. It was 24-6 in the first half, and then
Right.
Baltimore came back with 16 points in the second half, 13 of them in the fourth quarter, and was really in position to win. Cleveland tried giving that game up.
Mm-hmm.
They really need Nick Chubb to be healthy in order to keep that team surviving and running long term, I think. Next game on the board is the Jaguars-Titans. Jaguars 0, Titans 20. Urban Meyer is a big question mark in Jacksonville. What is happening with Urban Meyer? Is he gone? Is he staying? Are they giving him another chance? There's a lot of shit that's been being talked. He was saying all the assistant coaches are losers or something.
Oh.
There's been some issues between Levis Chenault and him, where Trevor Lawrence had a problem with him. There's just been so many reports coming out about Urban Meyer over the last couple of weeks that I think it could be a one and done for Urban Meyer.
It's obvious. It's obvious to me, just listening to, just looking at. You can see it in Trevor Lawrence's eyes, almost. It's like he even knows that Urban Meyer is wrong for him. You know what I'm saying?
So the question becomes for me is, that's next on my little thing, is Trevor Lawrence the QB of the future there? Have we seen enough that we think that he could be the QB of the future in Jacksonville? Because, I mean, I watch a lot of football and quarterbacks, so like I'm kind of like a quarterback whisperer in my own sense. And Trevor Lawrence just does not look like it could be him, it could be Urban Meyer, it could be a combination.
It definitely doesn't reflect where he was taken in the draft, but I say you give him a coaching change.
I think he needs the coaching change more than anything right now. Just
put it this way: if it's between keeping Lawrence around and giving him a chance, or keeping Urban Meyer around, I'm taking Lawrence 10 times out of 10. You know what I'm saying? It's just that makes more sense to me.
Yeah, for sure, and especially everything that they're saying about Urban Meyer. It seems crazy that he'd still be there with everything being said right now.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's fielding offers from colleges.
Yeah, for sure. He says he's not going back to college, so I think it's either retiring or done. Next, I mean, the Titans. Titans looked good. I mean, granted, it was the Jaguars and all, but are they back to make a run at it with Derrick Henry being able to come back right as the playoffs start? Supposedly, they're now 9-4 on the season, sitting right up there on top of their division. Titans a team to look out for in the playoffs.
I'll tell you what, I'm not too scared of them right now, and the reason is you're talking about, sure it was the Jags, they gave them a goose egg, but they only scored 20 points.
Yeah, that's the issue I had with them as well. I mean, I know Derrick Henry's not there, but that other running back that they have, what's his name? Donta Foreman. That dude runs the ball hard. He runs the ball strong. I really like what he has to offer. I just don't think that the dynamic between Ryan Tannehill and that team is there. Julio Jones is struggle city all season long. A.J. Brown really hasn't came into his own that we've seen out of him last year. So I don't know if Ryan Tannehill's taking a step back this year or if things have changed a little bit between the Titans play calling from last year and the Titans play calling from this year. But it just doesn't look like the same scary team that we once knew, even with Derrick Henry healthy.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not too worried about them right now, to be completely honest with you. You want to talk about statement games? Yeah, you want to talk about statement games. It wasn't that to me. I understand that they goose egged them, but other than that,
what do you think? Will Derrick Henry come back and not miss a beat, or is he going to be a strugglesome? He's a big guy.
What was his injury? What was it?
Leg injury, something to do with his leg.
I mean, that's tough, man. You know, you're a leg injury, and you're a guy who that's what he is, right? He's a pair of legs, and you can't make those cuts the same way you do. I mean, he's more of a power guy, but I don't know. Some guys are never the same after. Some guys bounce right back. Well, time will tell.
Yep, for sure. Time will tell. And playoffs are about to be right around the corner for all these teams. Next up is Raiders 9, Kansas City 48.
Yeah.
What an ass whipping the Raiders took. What is up?
And after dancing on the logo at center field and everything, I mean, it's like, you know, you play stupid games, you get stupid rewards. I mean,
the Chiefs look back. Mahomes 20 for 24, 258 yards, 2 touchdowns, only 3 sacks.
They look damn good.
The whole squad's looking great right now. Are they the favorite right now in the AFC? Looking healthy, looking strong, looking good again. Like, is that the favorite? Is that who we see being the favorite right now?
Unfortunately,
I can't consider the Pats favorites, even with their record, even with how good they look. I have to feel that Kansas City is the favorite to win the AFC with how they've looked over the last couple weeks.
I'd have to agree with you.
What are they on? They are on a 6-game win streak now. 6-game win streak now. So they were 3-4. They're now 9-4.
What's up, Romero? Good to see you, bud.
So Kansas City's looking incredible.
Yeah.
What's up with the Raiders? The Raiders, is it all done? Is it they go to a new stadium? They lost their coach that they just spent zillions of dollars on. Derek Carr is looking like Derek Carr. Josh Jacobs doesn't look like a running back no more of the future. Like, what is going on?
There's no way that locker room is a fun place to be. There's just no way.
Sick stadium to be in, just not a fun locker room.
Yeah.
What's good? What's good, guys? How's everyone in the TikTok world going? So we'll get by that game real quick. Next one is a surprise to me. Saints 30, Jets 9. I thought that would be a much better game, much closer game. Saints were on a 4-game losing streak. I know Kamara was just coming back. Zach Wilson was playing okay. But Zach Wilson just doesn't look like he's an NFL-ready quarterback. He doesn't look like he's an NFL quarterback. What are your takes on Zach Wilson so far this year, Tony?
Oh, man. I like the kid. I do.
I agree with that, Dan.
You know, you had to, you know, with Mike White going out there and, you know, playing well for the limited amount of time that he did. I mean, what do you do?
Bulls will be talked about Wednesday's show.
What do you do? All your eggs are in this kid's basket.
Yeah, they went all in on this kid, which was unfortunate to see so far.
I mean, who do you roll with? Flacco? What do you do?
He'd give you a better chance to win right now.
Yeah, but he's not. But the fan, you can't get that past the fans.
No, not a chance at all. Saints finally came back off the losing streak. They were on a 4-game skid. They got a big victory now. Kamara was back, looking good again, running the ball strong. What do you have? He had 4 rushes, 25 yards, but he had a couple nice catches too. So Kamara got back into it a little bit. They just played well. The kid Taysom Hill was playing. 27 carries, 120 yards for Kamara. I was looking at receiving. Taysom Hill played really well though. Didn't throw any interceptions, no touchdowns either, but he ran the ball really well. 2 rushing touchdowns.
Was Hill in the whole game?
Taysom Hill was in the whole game. There was
Okay.
no QB2 that day.
Okay.
So Taysom Hill, I think this might be the first game that they let Taysom Hill go the full game without anyone else
This
coming
year,
in.
I believe, yeah.
So Taysom Hill looking decent, looking solid, but I don't know. Sean Payton seemed convinced that he's the QB of the future. I don't see it.
He's a specialty guy as far as I'm concerned. I like what they were doing over there, kind of rolling with that 1-2 punch at quarterback.
I like that a
where you
lot.
got this big body guy who can just do it, you know, in the red zone. You have this guy who can stand back and sling it. I would love to see more teams employ that, like employ this specialty quarterback type deal. You know what I mean? Because it seems like a pretty good solution to a few things.
I'm on a podcast.
Oh.
Can I call you back?
Burt taking calls in the middle of the show.
Sorry. We'll cut that out for the real podcast.
You're good.
Nick, cut that out when we do that.
Let me just tell you something about editors, Burt, that you might not know. The one way that you do not get an editor to cut something out of something that you're doing is to say, we're cutting that out. That gives them all the more incentive to keep it in.
All right, so next on the list, Cowboys 27, Washington 20. For starters, the over-under in that game was 47.5. Final score, 47 points. It's wild how they do this.
Yeah, they're good at that.
But, Dallas just tried to give that game away yet again. This was a game that they were supposed to come in. They were supposed to dominate. They were supposed to smoke Washington. They were really supposed to come out and show out. And, man, Dak Prescott just does not look like he can lead this team to the promised land. He
did earlier in the season.
I just don't see it from Dak that he's a leader in this locker room.
What would you think about them earlier in the season?
Same thing. Dak, the team looks great. Dak just doesn't look like he has the mentality to be able to do it for the long run. He's good at spurts. He's good at short times. The most impressive thing in Dallas to me right now is that defense. Between Micah Parsons and Diggs, that defense is set up for the next decade. It's
dangerous.
Micah Parsons is one of the best linemen I have ever seen as a rookie, and it's not even close to second place for me. And Diggs is just playing out of his world, too. These two guys together, if they can get a solid defensive lineman, their core defenders are set for the next decade plus.
So you have here, why can't they dominate with the team they have? I don't know if they necessarily can't. I feel like we were talking about Tampa Bay recently and about how they kind of put themselves on autopilot a little bit. Like they weren't really playing to win. They were kind of playing not to lose.
I feel like that's their whole last 6 years of this of
with
us
Dallas, you're
them.
saying. Yeah.
They don't feel like they're just on autopilot. The team should be so good. The team should be a 12-win team, 13-win team, 14-win team every single season. They should be in the AFC Championship or at least the division game every single year.
Yeah.
And they're just not.
They're just not out there to stomp on people's throats, I feel like. They don't taste blood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They always kind of seem that way to me. They're more like the pretty boy team, like Zeke, doing his thing.
As far as that division, though, Washington has got to be the most impressive team to me over the last 3 to 5 seasons.
Yeah, I would give them the most improved award. You know how in gym class when they had that?
But it's not even that they're most improved. It's that they perform better than they're supposed to. They outperform what their roster is. If you look at the Washington Redskins roster, you would be like, oh, this is a 2-win team, 3-win team.
Right.
They're sitting there at 6 and 7. Mm-hmm. Last year, they were sitting in the same, every year, they're right there in the midst of being 500 team, and they just have no real star power. No, wow, that guy can go take over a game.
Well, good locker room dynamics, people playing for the coach, people buying into a system, right, and believing in a system, that has more power than a lot of people think. That you can win off of buying into a system when you don't have star power.
Yeah. And Washington does a great job of buying into that system.
Think about the Patriots.
Yeah.
Think about the Patriots. The Patriots, I feel like, have been undergunned or underweaponed, at times. Mac has come into his own, but they were all in on Mac. Everybody was playing for him, even the veterans on that line. You know what I mean? Immediately he went in there, and they were playing for him.
True,
so
and that's
buying into a system helps.
Huge. Speaking of buying into systems, Falcons 29, Panthers 21.
Yep.
A system that has failed. I saw yesterday as a starter, Cam Newton was 0-10 for the Carolina Panthers, which after yesterday makes him 0-11. Did you think that was even the case? I didn't realize he's 0 for 10 in his last 10 starts going into yesterday.
Yeah, he's just not the guy anymore.
He's a lot of fun to watch, though, man. He's so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
I love his energy and intensity. I never liked him on New England. I absolutely love him in Carolina. That's just the
I like his personality. He was never a fit in New England, for sure.
Never a fit.
Never a Patriot, that's for sure.
Is this the end of Matty Ryan?
I've been saying I think it should be the end of Matty Ryan. I've never I mean he was good way at the beginning of his career. He's another autopilot quarterback. And he never recovered from that Super Bowl.
He's just not impressive to watch.
No.
There's just no, like, wow, I can't believe this guy just did this. Or,
He's
whoa,
very
I can't
blah.
believe-
He has no personality. He has less personality than Brady did when he was on the Patriots.
So true, so true. What else with the Falcons? Can
Kind of a run-of-the-mill game
Can
here.
either one of these squads be a playoff team next year, Panthers or Falcons? Can they either one of them make a push in that division to become a playoff team? I mean, I know you got Tampa Bay there, you got the Saints there, but like Falcons and Panthers used to be pretty dominant in that division, and now they're just nowhere to be found.
I mean, we're looking at a 6-7 and a 5-8 team that's incredibly mediocre. It's so middle of the road that it's almost like you don't even want to look at it. It's so boring.
I agree, Big Dog. Next on the list is Seahawks finally coming back and getting a victory, 33-13.
Oh, man, let me tell you. And I was talking to Sal this morning and saying the Hawks kind of scared me at the beginning of that game a little bit.
The Hawks have scared me for the entire season. Russ just, I don't know what it is. Is it Russ? Is it Pete Carroll? Is it the team around him? What is the deal with the Seahawks right now? Is Russ ever going to be able to get back to a Super Bowl with this team, with this coach and stuff?
My answer to that is no.
No.
I think Russell Wilson's on the move, or at least he should be. I think a change of scenery would do Russell Wilson an amazing amount of good.
It's Brady's till he retires. That's most likely the truth, B-Dog. It's
Yeah.
Brady's till he retires. I feel like in Russ's mind, as much, he's kind of like Dame Lillard. He doesn't want to leave. He's super loyal to that squad.
Sure.
But I think that he needs to move on. I think he can go win elsewhere, and it's just not going to happen in Seattle.
Change of scenery. Change of scenery, I feel like, would do him a lot of good. Look what it did for Brady.
What's up with the Texans? Is Deshaun Watson ever going to play football again?
Let me see. Oh, yeah, him. I haven't thought about him at all. I don't know, man. You know, when things like that happen, here's my thing. I hope that it's not true, because I don't wish that type of thing on a victim or anybody. And if it isn't, I hope he comes back and plays football. And if it is, he shouldn't be playing football.
I think that's the end of the Deshaun Watson. I don't think we ever see him in an NFL jersey again. Not for the Titans, not for the Dolphins, not for anything. I don't think we ever see him again. And that's
a shame.
Which is a super shame, because he's a superstar. But I mean, if Ray Rice never got to see the field again, I mean, there was a video on that. But like, there's so many things that happen. Whether we want him to play on the game or not is a different story, but I don't see an NFL team taking the chance on that, especially since it doesn't look like the NFL is going to do anything until he's on a team or his contract signed. So I think it's going to be
which makes sense. They're not going to waste resources on somebody who's not on a roster.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
so
saying?
I think there's a double-edged sword right now that's going to go on and continue to go on with him until he's just no longer relevant on the team.
It's a sucky situation.
Next up on the first page, and then we just got a couple more games left. Lions and Broncos. Lions 10, Broncos 38.
Yeah.
That Broncos team plays, man. That Broncos team's fun to watch. I enjoy Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater's been one of my favorite quarterbacks for a long time. I love Teddy Ballgame. He can go ball out. Melvin Gordon, Javonte Williams was my running back sleeper of the year this year in fantasy football, and he's proven me right so far this whole year. Noah Fant has been fantastic. Jerry Jeudy's coming into his own. Courtland Sutton's having a solid year. Like, this team can play. I know they're sitting at 7-6 right now, which puts them in third place in the toughest division in the AFC. So like, I don't fault them for being in third place right now, but like, that team with a couple defensive adds can really be a stud team within next year.
Yeah, they got all the talent in the world.
Patriots are our favorite team.
I struggle with the roster composition there.
Meaning,
it's like, I feel like they got the right players. They're just not utilizing them right. I don't know. They're a confusing team to me, the Broncos. They're a confusing team. I really like the individual players that they have there. It feels rare that they come together as a team, though.
Yeah.
This time they did.
Yeah.
This game they did. Granted, it was against the Lions.
They're kind of like the Browns in a sense. Like, they have the team around them. They don't put it together for a complete game.
Yeah. It doesn't always click together like a nice little puzzle piece. But they clicked. It was against the Lions. Okay, so big deal. But
what is up with the Lions? Will they be a playoff team ever again in our lives? I got at least 30, maybe 40 years left in my life.
Yeah, I just feel bad.
You think the Lions will be a playoff team in that stretch?
No.
30 to 40 years. What do you guys think on TikTok? Do you think the Lions will make the playoffs within the next 30 to 40 years?
I mean, odds are, yeah. They just can't get it together, man. They can't get somebody out there.
Doesn't matter who the coach is, who the quarterback is, who the
Nope.
wide receivers are, who anything is. They just can't.
And it's kind of the only team like that.
Only team, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Next on the list was a good game, big game. Giants 21, Chargers 37.
All right, this one I didn't see.
Herbert jumped out and came out firing. What did we do? He had 23 for 31, 3 touchdowns, 275 yards, no interceptions. The man really came out and played. That dude is looking like the better one of that class. Him and Burrow looking solid.
Yep.
Can they take over the West soon? Can they take over Patty Mahomes in that Kansas City spot?
KC?
Yeah.
I was KC, sorry.
Chargers take over KC.
Chargers, yeah. Can the Chargers take over
Can
KC?
it happen this year, and will it happen in the near future? It's questionable.
Can it? I feel like it can. Will it? I don't think so.
I guess we'll really find out Thursday night. These two match up probably for who wins the division. If Chargers win this game and then win out, I think Chargers win the division.
Let me tell you something, though. Justin Herbert, man, you know, every time you season that guy, he just gets better. Like, just pinch of salt here, a little pepper there, and he's doing nice.
It's the same thing with Eckler, too, and that leads me to the last question on this little list that I put. Where do we rank Eckler in the rank of QBs? Like, he's going to be up there and considered the top 5 running. I said QBs, RBs. He's going to be in the running for the top 5 running backs in the league.
He? Yeah.
I assume he has to be. I mean, you got to think of it. Kamara was out all season. Christian McCaffrey was out all season. Mm-hmm. Who are the big running backs been this year? Jonathan Taylor, Austin Eckler.
It's been a weird year for running backs.
Derrick Henry until he got hurt.
Yeah.
Like, Eckler has just got to be up there in the top 5 and got to probably be up there in the top 6 picks next year in the draft.
Okay, here's an interesting question. Is this the new trajectory that we are going to see for running backs? Because it seems like every year it's the same story. It seems like half of them are hurt, then a good percentage underperform. You get rookies in there and you just bang them against people until they can't do it anymore. The running back position is in a really weird limbo right now.
I feel like it's been that way for most of our football lives.
And that's why I'm weirded out. Like, how do you save the running back position?
You can't. You turn them into people like Austin Eckler. And Christian McCaffrey gets hurt a lot too.
Turn them into guys who you throw out to the flats a little bit more.
Because they're the guys touching the ball the most and getting the most amount of hits every single game, there's no real change in that. Because unless you're running a 3 running back system where they're all only getting 10 rushes a game, there's really no way to combat that type of physical punishment they take day in and day out as a running back position. I
mean, how about the Patriots, kind of solution, having like a 1-2 punch a little bit more back there?
Yeah, definitely.
Christian McCaffrey didn't have that. They've been banging his head against people until Christian McCaffrey's going to have to retire, and that's going to be a shame because he's such a talent. But you can't bang a guy's head into people like that because that type of player that will just take that their whole life and not listen to doctors and just smoke cigarettes on the sideline doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah,
they're going to start listening to doctors. He probably has a family and stuff, and be like, I'm not doing this anymore.
Going back to the Giants, what's the deal? What's the Giants' woes going up about? Where's Responsible Rob? Responsible Rob, what's the deal with these Giants? Any idea? He's not going to hear me for another 20 seconds, though. But, is Danny Dimes the issue? Matt Glennon looked good on that squad yesterday. Danny Dimes really that big of the issue? Is he a problem there? Is it the Giants coaching? What is it?
I don't know. I don't think enough about them, to be honest with you.
It's kind of like the Cleveland situation. They have the players, they have the talent, they just cannot get it done. They cannot put together a whole game. And I don't know whether that's Saquon Barkley being injured all the time or whether that's the receivers not really doing what they do best. But that whole team just.
They still have that really old coach over there?
No, they don't have Coughlin no more.
Okay, so who's the coach?
Who's the Giants coach? I don't know what his name is. He's a newer coach.
Okay.
But I don't see where the Giants can go from here. I don't see where they can get much better. besides quarterback, besides a healthy running back. I don't see how they can change their defense overall to make themselves relevant again. I think this is going to be the new Giants. I don't think the NFC East is going to be as strong as it was back in a couple years ago when it was all 4 teams running for the number 1 spot in the division. I think the Giants are going to be the bottom of this division for the next few years to come.
Yep.
Sorry, Rob.
I can't disagree with that.
Sorry, shout out responsible, Rob. Next game on the list is the 49ers scored 26 and Cincinnati scored 23. I think that was an overtime victory. Yes, it was. Cincinnati was down big for a while. They came back. They put on 14 points in the fourth quarter to get the game back and tied and go into overtime, and then just couldn't put it together in overtime. Ended up losing by 3. But Joe Burrow's that dude. The more and more I watch him, the more and more I could put him above Herbert as far as the best quarterback in that system.
Bold statement.
Just because, Burrow has Herbert has the more talent around him. I just think Burrow's more of a complete quarterback currently than Herbert as far as overall eye strength, and you don't see Burrow taking the chances that you see Herbert taking. You see Burrow throwing the ball away, throwing him at receivers' legs and stuff like that. Burrow's just looked super phenomenal.
So his decision making's a little bit more mature, is what you're saying?
Exactly. Yeah. Herbert's still a gunslinger mentality.
Gotcha.
Him and Jamar Chase are been absolutely lights out, and if we get to see that for the next 4 years and them just continue to grow together, it could be the best wide receiver quarterback duo we've ever seen if they continue to grow and stay healthy together. It's going to be really fun to watch. But the 49ers came in and held on to that win and stayed strong, 7-6 now. Jimmy G was back and healthy and played well. 27 of 41, 296 with 2 touchdowns. Got the ball all over the field. Bunch of different receivers got touches that game. It was really nice to see Jimmy G. Is he going to be the future of that San Fran team? We keep wondering. We keep questioning his injuries. We keep questioning his gameplay. What's your thoughts, Tony Ron? We got to see him in New England a little bit, but just as a backup.
Who's the guy? Trey Lance?
Trey Lance, yep.
Yeah.
You think that's the guy taking over?
I don't know. I can't buy completely into either one right now.
Yeah, I
haven't seen enough. Have we seen enough of Trey Lance and I haven't been paying attention?
No.
Okay,
No.
so we haven't seen enough.
We haven't seen enough of Trey Lance.
I don't think Jimmy G's that guy.
Can the Bengals ever get over that hump? I feel like the Bengals are always that team in the middle of the pack, 50-50, running down the team, look really good some weeks, look terrible other weeks. Can they get over that hump?
Yes.
They got rid of the coach, and they got the quarterback.
They got the guy in
receiver. They got everything they need. Can it be this year? Baltimore's been struggling. Cincinnati if Cincinnati won here, it would have been a different conversation.
I'd like it.
Today.
I'd be so much more interested in seeing Cincy in the playoffs than Baltimore again.
I completely.
You know what I mean? It's just like those purple jerseys in the playoffs over and over and over. I would like to see I'd like to see the Bengals in there.
I would love to see the Bengals. I'd love to see what Joey Burrow does in the playoffs.
Good fan base. I like the team. I've always liked the Bengals.
2 games left on the docket. Bills 27, Bucks 33.
This was a banger.
What a comeback from the Bills. I stopped watching the game for a little bit. It was 27-6, I think it was, or something like that.
You can't blame anybody for turning that off at halftime.
No, I was like, this game is a shoe, and this is over.
Oh, God.
And here we are. I go to click on my TV. I see that Bills, it was 27-24. Bills were in the red zone. I'm like, oh, my God. I turned it on, and I got to watch the rest of it.
Yeah, I was one of the guys who didn't turn it off. I don't know why. I think I was just doing something else, but damn, I was watching. I'm like, they're about to pull this off. They're about to do this.
Is this the best you've ever seen the Bills play?
No.
Even in this loss, I think this was the best game I've seen the Bills play overall.
In the second half. Best second half I've seen them play.
Valid, Tony Rotten. That was a very good point. In the second half, that was the best Bills team we've seen.
Wasn't a complete game, though. Wasn't a complete game, which is why I'm still not as afraid of them as I was before.
This Buccaneers team looks like they should run through the playoffs. Them and the Packers.
And they probably will.
They just look so good. Leonard Fournette running the way he's running the ball. 19 touches, 113 yards, and a touchdown.
Yep.
Like, he looks like the old Leonard Fournette.
Yep.
And then Brady has 100 receivers that'll just destroy each and every one of the cornerbacks out there.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just tossing the ball around like a little kid in the schoolyard, just having fun with his boys. And it's looking impressive. That last throw, they broke it down today on ESPN. Do you know how impressive that last throw was? Like, that touchdown to Perriman was one of the more impressive plays. Like, for that offensive line to block the way that they did for the timing of what at crossing route, the time that takes for that crossing route to develop, and for Tom Brady to be able to see, because when he threw the ball, the dude, Perriman was locked up one-on-one. He just knew that Perriman was on a linebacker and Perriman had the faster speed. So he just lofted the ball into an area for Perriman to go get and outrun the linebacker, and that's exactly what happened.
That's just
Brady was trucking people yesterday.
That's just the type of thing that you can only get from a quarterback like that.
Yes.
For a quarterback that's been around for that amount of time, that has seen one-on-ones a billion times, you get a throw like that. And you're not going to get that from Burrow. You're not going to get that from Herb, maybe by mistake. But to know in his heart of hearts that ball was going to go where it was.
In clutch time.
Beautiful. It's just a beautiful, beautiful play.
In clutch time, nonetheless.
Yeah.
All right, last game was the Sunday night football game. Last game was the Sunday night football game. Bears 30, Green Bay 45.
Yeah.
I turned it on. I was watching some TV with my fiance. Sorry.
Oh, congratulations, by the way. Congratulations, Burt.
Thank you. It was a fun week. So I was flipping through my phone, and I saw that there was halftime, so I clicked on the game, and it was 27 Bears, 20 Green Bay, and I was like, wow, the Bears are putting it on them.
Kind of a shootout at the beginning.
And then Aaron Rodgers doing what Aaron Rodgers does best and just comes back in and 29 for 37, 341 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Is my man the MVP or what?
Oh, yeah.
No question about it now, right?
You can't question it.
10-3, 6-0 at home, playing out of his freaking mind.
And after that offseason.
And after that
weird, bumpy, like strange offseason where people didn't even think they were going to see him in a uniform.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy how this has turned out to be.
Nuts.
Is this the year Green Bay goes on and wins the Super Bowl?
I think they can.
I think they can too. I most certainly do.
I don't think there's anything preventing that from happening.
And I hope Aaron Rodgers goes out, wins the Super Bowl, drops the mic, and walks away.
Now you have Justin Fields on here as a bullet point. Would you like to address
Fields,
it?
yeah, he came back, played well. 18 for 33, 50%-ish. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 224 yards, 9 rushes, 74 yards. Like, the kid's playing.
This was probably the game where I had more of a close eye on Fields than I have had the whole season. I just really wanted to. I felt like watching him, and he looks great. I mean, he's got all the talent. It's all in there.
I couldn't agree more.
I just don't think that Matt Nagy is the guy who's going to take him there.
I think Justin Fields could be a better Russ, and that's saying a lot.
Oh, he could be one of the best quarterbacks out there.
He has more size than Russ, but all the intangibles that Russ has as far as that gunslinger mentality, the speed when he needs to have the speed.
Yeah.
I really think that Justin Fields could be something
We got to get him a coach.
Got to get him a coach.
Got to get him a coach.
Guys, there you have it. That was our recap. What's tonight? Oh, let's talk about Monday Night Football over here. Monday Night Football, Rams and
Cards.
Rams and Cardinals going for second place in the NFC. Yeah. Cardinals are anyway. Who do you take in? What do you like? Arizona's -2.5.
Really?
Arizona's -2.5.
Oh, man. I like Arizona. I mean...
So the reason I like the Rams is I believe the Rams are on a losing streak, if I recall correctly. Let's look over here, my little cheat sheet.
Why would that make you like them?
Oh, they did end up winning last week. I lied after because not too many times is a top team in the NFL going to come back from a loss and lose again.
It's in Arizona, though.
Yeah. And Arizona's 10-2. I love Arizona. I think it's Arizona, Green Bay, and Buccaneers fighting for that Super Bowl position of the NFC. I think in the AFC, it's anybody's ball game.
I'm not as afraid of Arizona as I am of Tampa Bay, but I don't think anybody is. However, I mean,
Packers are the scariest.
We lose to both of those teams in the Super Bowl. So
Packers are the scariest team to me out of the NFC, just because Aaron Rodgers isn't as old as Tom Brady, has a lot of the same intangibles as Tom Brady, and his team is playing absolutely incredible.
I would love to see them slinging it out.
The defense is god-awful in Green Bay, and that's their biggest problems, as it has been since Aaron Rodgers took over.
Yep. All right, so who are you taking tonight? You taking the Rams still?
I am going to take the over 51, and I would take the Rams plus. I'd buy it to 3.5.
You know what? I'm going to take the under.
Under.
Yeah. I just don't trust Goff to pump it up on the other side. I mean, sorry, I don't trust Yeah, Jesus. Woo. I don't trust what's his name?
I wouldn't trust Goff either.
Yeah, I don't trust Goff.
That's why they traded him.
Yeah,
and got Stafford.
Stafford.
I need Stafford.
I don't trust Stafford to pump it up on the other side. I feel like Murray's going to be slinging it around, and I don't think Stafford's going to get in enough.
If Stafford gets me 35 points, I should win 2 fantasy leagues.
There you go.
All right, guys.
I got Murray.
There you have it. That was our first episode of our NFL Monday morning recap. Me here, Burt, and Tony Rotten. Going to be coming to you every single Monday with a little recap. We're going to be doing more throughout the week, so make sure you check in Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. So happy days. We will see you guys all next time on the show tomorrow. Tune in for Question and Answers by Burt and Tony. See you guys then.
Bye.